Morning, everybody. How are you this morning? It's great to see. It's great to see light outside in the morning for a change instead of darkness. It's a big bonus. So we're talking about the higher self. So when you're upset and you're not letting in abundance of the higher self, if you're aligned or centered or illustrated as here, so here's a classic example. You have to be illustrated and aligned with it. So your higher self leads to your conscious mind, leads to your subconscious mind, leads to your universal energy. And that's really it. And morning, John. And if you're not aligned with this, then obviously there's catastrophe on the horizon. When you say you're centered, there is nothing to fear. You're tapped. You've tapped your source of power, and everything is okay. But how can you become centered, especially when you're upset? If you're particularly rattled about something, let's say about getting a job that you desperately want. The anxiety begins to build. You begin to fear that if the job isn't offered, your life will fall apart. Your chatterbox takes over and begins to drive you crazy. Morning, Francis. Convinced that it is the only job out there, and without it, you'll not survive. Your chatterbox is pulling you off centre. It is then that you begin to use your techniques presented so far that we've talked about. You start to repeat your affirmations every day in every way. I'm getting better and better. Morning, Lana. You begin using your pain to power vocabulary to put it into perspective. You put on a beautiful, calming music. I mean, pain to power vocabulary. Look at it a different way. It just wasn't for you. You know, you just weren't the right fit. I did say the same thing when I went for The Apprentice many years ago. That's when he was offering a job, not a business. It just wasn't. I just wasn't the right fit for TV. You put on beautiful, calming music or a guided meditation and an affirmation audio. You begin to tap into your source of your power, that place within where you can see the world as a safe and nourishing place. Keep remembering that it is just as realistic to think positively as it is negatively. And also remember the ARM experiment. You know, positive self-talk works even if you don't believe it initially. I'll reiterate that. Positive self-talk works even though you don't believe it initially. Say to yourself, this job is not my life. If I do not get it, it's because it's not for my highest good. If I am meant to have it, it will be mine. I can relax now and turn it over to my subconscious mind and the universal energy out there. All the answers I need are within me. It is all happening perfectly. There is nothing to fear. While you're telling yourself these truths, work on relaxing your body and continue to feed yourself these affirming words long enough. You will eventually notice a warm, calm feeling coming over your body and your mind, and you'll begin to feel safe again. Each positive statement pulls you like a magnet closer towards the center point that we've discussed, to the source. You've come to the place where all is safe. You've let go of the outcome, and there is actually nothing to fear but fear itself. It may take a while in the beginning to pull back as you center. So find yourself a quiet space and sit there for as long as it takes to help you make you feel better. Your calming background audio also helps you align faster. Not only does it set the mood and block out extraneous noises, but it also eventually conditions you to relax and feel good about the power and from the minute you turn it on. You could also tell yourself if the problem is not your job, you could also tell yourself this, if the problem is not your job, but your relationship. Look at it this way. This woman or man in my life, morning, Anne-Marie, if we are meant to be together, it will be. If it's not, so be it. I trust that my subconscious mind and my universal energy are creating the perfect relationship for me. I can let go, trusting that everything is happening perfectly. My life is full, my life is rich. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. And I'll see you tomorrow.